Hello everybody, and welcome back for some more Dane. So it looks like we're going to have at least one of the final games of the tournament, the post-tournament game between Mogat and Luke. There's also going to be a streamer special, which is going to be like a 2v2 or like a 2v2v2v2v2, which I'm going to be involved in. But the previous champion, Mogat, from the LPS Cup, wanted to play Luke. So we're going to have a battle of champions today to finish off our tournament. Let's see how it goes. They're actually going to go random, so they're not going to be picking factions. How are we all? How's the sound? Let me just double check that the sound is okay before we carry on. Sound seems nice. If anything, the music is a little bit loud, but I can turn that down when we're actually in the game. So how are we all? How's Corona treating us? Once again, be We've got less people than the German chat. God damn it. Right, let's see what the faction's going to be then. Let's see what the matchup will be. Let's see how quickly Mogat is going to absolutely get wrecked by Luke. I guess, right? Oh, we got an Imladris versus Gondor. Nice. Let's have a look at Luke's Imladris. It'd be interesting to see how he plays it. I wonder if he's going to go for something early inside eco. I like to go for... I don't know, actually, Jojo. I don't know if it's best of 3 or not. I'm assuming it probably is. As you might know if you watch any of my gameplay, I personally like to go for inside Ortho Halls really quickly with Imladris. The reason for that is because they get minus 30% on their spell recharge. So minus 30% on spell recharge from Imladris, that's basically 30% extra heals. And you can actually get it really, really early on in the game. So it's actually pretty strong with Imladris to go for those early Ortho Halls. Obviously, the other advantage is that the economy is safe on the inside. It is more expensive, but only by 100 each. So, like for me, I'd rather spend 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. That one worked out perfectly. There, my maths is getting better. 6. I'd rather spend 600 resources and get 30% extra heals. I would buy that any day. So I really like to go for early inside eco with Imladris. The other thing about Imladris as well is they can't really defend against the harass very much. The classic start. This is what I'm talking about, guys. This is what people used to do all the time. The double eco and the double townhouse as well. This is like the old school Mogat strategy. This is what basically everybody used to do. And then people started making barracks and pumping out units and harassing early on. So actually, in this scenario, it wouldn't be that bad of an idea for Imladris to go for outside eco and spend the extra little bit of money on an extra sword battalion. Just because people used to go for this all the time, but it gets countered really hard by a barrack start, because with a barrack start, you can just get units out, you can creep them up, you can harass them up if there are any actual farms to harass in 4.5. But you can at least creep, and when you're creeping around, then you're going to get some more money. Nice Gildor sword creep on the troll, although it's completely unnecessary to use Gildor here. If he was a true pro, he would just use the sword by themselves. Oh, and he didn't manage to get that level 2 for that sword battalion, unfortunately. It got a level for Gildor, though, instead. So Mogat creeping here. He's grabbed one outside farm as well. He's grabbed another outside farm here, and he's going for a third eco. So the thing with this, with the eco start, is it is actually pretty legit, you know. The thing is, like, it can work well because you can quickly rush to a lot more eco. He's going to try to get a surrounding here on the Imladris units. Sounds like Pippin has just died on the other side, but I'm just going to stay focused over here to see how well these Imladris units do. The Horn of Gondor goes off, plus 25% extra damage. Ooh, and actually Mogat got 3 out of 4 of those resources there from that troll. That is not a good sign for Luke there. Mogat fighting here, but he's not surrounding the units. The units being able to fight without being surrounded. And look at the Gondor units just melt. He's also leveled it up now to level 2. So not a great start for Luke here, if I'm being honest with you. And look, this is the power of the eco start. If it's not severely harassed, look how quickly you get all of these inside eco. Luke has just scouted it. So Luke at the moment must be thinking, fucking hell, what is going on? Look at all this economy. And Luke in the meantime is spamming out some sword units. But it's really, really expensive to do that. And he hasn't got that much economy. He's got one outside farm here. Mogat now has got his barracks up and he's pumping out some sword units. I feel like Mogat's in a really strong position so far. He's going to be able to harass this farm too, so it's going to be really difficult for Imladris to keep hold of their outside farms. This is another real big reason why I like to go inside eco with Imladris first. Because how is he going to be able to stop this? Like, yeah, he's got a few units nearby. He's looking like he's going to try and maybe go for the troll over here as well. He's got some units nearby, but you just end up having so many less battalions when you play Imladris compared to your opponent. So your opponent can just split way more easily. And he's going to be able to get this farm down here as well. It's like, even here, when he comes back to defend the farm, it's not like he can actually defend it. He's going to be able to kill some units, but Mogat's going to be able to take this farm down here with some nice clumping as well around the farm. But all of these units attacking at the same time. Down goes the farm. He could actually retreat here, which he should do, because he doesn't want to give away any spell points or any levels to these units. But there goes Luke's actually only outside eco. He's now got 2 on the inside, but let's look at Mogat's base. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 eco on the inside. Imladris being able to harass over here as well now. Both players currently sitting on 500 CP. Let's have a look at Imlargus. Imlargus also on 500 CP. Pippin goes down for the second time. 2 Pippins being lost so far for Mogat. Nice. But Mogat actually having probably more control of the map. He's got 3 farms in fact at the moment, but soon to be 2 when this one gets destroyed. I would say go for some cavalry now, and that's exactly what he's thinking. So he's gone for stables. And that's going to be massive against Imlargus, actually. He's even managed to sneak in a battalion into his base over here, and Luke's closed the gate, but it's like closing the gate after the horses have run out of it, because, like, he can't stop them from being in here now. They might actually get this inside eco too. So Luke's eco is, like, awful at the moment. He's winning a fight over here, though, in the meantime, as Mogat went to try and grab some of the troll creeps, and he's actually lost the entire battalion there. Might have even been 2 battalions of units. But it does look like he's going to be able to get this farm here. Let's have a look at the spell points. So, Imlargus currently sitting on 1, 2, 3, 4 spell points. Gondor only on 2. So it looks like all the units that Imlargus has been killing has got him a lot of spell points. And don't forget these farms that he's harassed. So even though Mogat was playing the faction that really has better control over the map in the early game, he's actually lost a bunch of his farms too. And now his cavalry is actually going to be really expensive. Is this farm actually going to go down, though, guys? We've got 2 units left in this battalion. It looks like it will on the last hit of that last unit. It's so close to saving that farm. And if you didn't know, now when the farms are damaged, they actually produce exactly the same amount of income. So that would have been quite a big deal if he managed to save that. But the last unit in that battalion managed to kill it. That was amazing. Sparta created the world. Yeah, I knew that. Sparta invented building orders. There was no build orders before Spartacus. I mean, but having said that, there was no anything before Goodfella. Like, before Goodfella, people just used to, they didn't even used to creep. If I'm being perfectly honest with you, people didn't even used to creep. They used to just, like, kind of sit in their base, and they used to build eco. Yeah, they used to build eco, but they never, like, actually used to try and fight each other. It was bizarre. Okay, out comes a cavalry battalion. Mogat's actually got enough resources to get a second storeroom. Now, Imlargus is way ahead on spell points here. Nearly on 5 spell points, whereas Gondor's still sitting on only 2. And he's actually got a really nice clump of Imlargus there. Really, really nice clump. The only problem now is that Mogat's got his cavalry out. Yes, it's very expensive. It's actually 800 resources because he's only got this one outside farm. But with that cavalry now, he's actually going to be able to get a real good control over the map. And these extra resources that's coming in from him, from this inside eco, he's actually going to be able to invest that in the outside eco now, which he is doing. And don't forget that this outside eco, it's like double eco, because it's going to reduce his cavalry now, which he is starting to purchase. Getting a second one here for another 800, so 1,600 resources being locked up. It looks like Luke here is just trying to creep in the meantime, and this is a really good thing to do with Imlargus, is you can kind of just steal all the creeps in the middle. Don't forget that 2 wargs is equivalent to 1 troll, and people go clump. That Gondor can't really do much against it at the moment. But he's actually going to be able to get that troll. So whilst Imlargus has got the 2 wargs, he's been able to get the troll. And you can see with this extra eco that Imlargus has got, he's managed to invest it back into his inside eco. So he's not in as worse position as he was earlier, thanks to that little bit of creeping with this Imlargus clump. If I was Mogat now, I'd be trying to grab control of the map. However, how is he going to stop this clump combined with the Breeze of Manways with these Gondor units? He's not grabbing much control of the map. He's actually gone for a ranger tent here, but not a good idea because the units are right next to it, and there's even the Hobbit summon if he needs it. Mogat getting ready for the barrage though, but he's not going to be able to fight against this clump, is he? Surely. Too much of an Imlargus clump there, I would assume. Let's keep a notice of these packs and how close they are to dying. Imlargus just used a heal. Now the hobbits are out. The Gondor units are actually being slowed in the clump. He's used the barrage. All the Gondor units are just dead though. I mean, some of them are hiding here in the ranger tent, but they're dying so quickly. And let's see at the spell points as well. Imlargus is still gaining spell points from this battle. Here's these pikes, but the Gondor Knights are just getting absolutely wrecked by the Trampled D-Cell and the Hobbits. He's actually lost both battalions of cavalry there. 1,600 resource lost, that is. That is huge. That's just not good for Mogat. 720 resources to buy another one as well. Yeah, that was a big loss there for Mogat. Massive loss. Lost a whole bunch of his units and lost both battalions of cavalry, which were really expensive. Could have maybe even pulled them back to get to a well. He's now getting a marketplace out. But the problem here now is that, like, Imlargus is basically caught up in terms of the economy, right? Because Mogat hasn't really grabbed control of the rest of the map. He's enlarged his bank quite a lot. And if anything, it's Imlargus really that's going to be able to grab control of the map now, because their army's so much stronger than Gondor's. Gondor's got 4 battalions of swords and a Pippin, whereas Imlargus has just got this death ball. I would say, like, yeah, pretty close to GG, I would say. He's going for a library as well, so Mogat trying to get the early eco upgrade, but then, like, the library's going to come up, and that's an instant level 2. And if you didn't know, guys, well, the amount of people who are watching now, I'm sure all the guys who are watching at the moment pretty much do know. But as soon as you get the library up, that's level 2 for all of your eco. So Imlargus is actually really quick at getting level 2, and even level 3 eco, they're really quick at getting it. Not quite as quick as the cancerous Mordor, but pretty quick nonetheless. Luke even caught up in his CP now. Mogat going for a cheeky ranger tent again. He feels like he needs these rangers. But as long as Luke is kind of being out around on the map, he'll hopefully be able to see it and kill it. And if he can't do that, then, I mean, how much damage? Nice. The wargs? He's actually going to try and creep them here. And he should do well with this surround. How well is like 1 or 2 battalions of rangers going to do, really? He's got another battalion of cavalry out. He's not producing another one, though. And the cavalry's going to be really expensive. 680 resources at the moment, but I can't see him largest not gaining some of the control of the map back. Now he's going for the outside farms. He could have had them quite a while ago. Some Gondor units coming over here. Gondor harassing the wargs. He should be able to get this money just in time, I think. Yeah, it spawned nicely for him on his side as well. So he's just going to retreat here, grab this money. I'm assuming he's gone for level 2 eco. But, like, look, the library's already built, and there's all the level 2 for Imlargus straight away. And unlike Mordor, it's also on the outside farm straight away. So Imlargus' eco is actually really, really strong. He's actually got for a Dunedain camp here, potentially going for an early ramp to try and finish it with the base rush. Just go Rangers now, and it should be GG. You were right, Kappa. I think, like, even, like Linden's. I don't know how confident Luke is with Imlargus, but even Linden's here would be basically GG, because the Linden's just hard counter the Rangers, so long as they don't get outnumbered. Now, the Rangers do really well with their unexpected salvo, which is kind of OP in my opinion against Linden's. If you get like a battalion or 2 battalions, especially if they're upgraded with this composite bow as well, they can actually like one-shot Linden's. It's kind of crazy. Let me just have a drink of my coffee here. So Mogat's got complete domination over the map at the moment with the use of this cavalry. He's kind of just gone around and grabbed all of the farms. So his cavalry is like super cheap now. 560 resources. He's got the full discount on it. And his idea now is basically like ranger spam. Maybe try and target the pikes if he's not too much of a noob. And get maybe some more cavalry. But he needs more CP if he wants to go for archers and cavalry. Not sure if that's the best decision, if I'm being honest with you. Maybe I'm still in my 4.1 head, and like this map control is looking more scary than it needs to. But like, I would say Linden's at least get Linden's first, please, because he's not aware that he's got rangers. He hasn't scouted this yet. But he's got to have it in his head that it's a danger. Oh, he's gone for heavy arms. Good base stats anyway. The buff of armor is even stronger for Imlargus. However, 2 battalions of pikes. This one is getting heavy armor now. It's already on low health though. This might be enough here, guys. We'll have to see how it goes. Unexpected salvo out on those pikes. Breeze of Manway. These Gondor units are just going to be absolutely destroyed. He needs to keep his rangers alive, really. He's only got 1 battalion of cav, which is a big problem. Massive problem, in fact. Look at the spell points just jump up. Let's have a look at Gondor's CP. Oops. And watch Gondor's CP just kind of fall. Yeah, it's probably going to be enough with this power spike of the upgrades of the heavy armor. Although he's going to snipe the ram here, which is actually going to buy him some nice time. Rangers need to pull back desperately, otherwise they're going to get targeted. They are being targeted. They're losing a lot of health. They need to pull back straight away. Is Mogat thinking just like GG here? Lost so many rangers there. But both battalions staying alive. If he builds a well, he'll be able to replenish them. Cavalry going down as well. Oh, the micro. That micro. Nicht good for Mogat. But look at the map. Mogat has the entire map.
Imlaudus literally has this one farm. That's it on the outside, and they're inside eco. Whereas Mogat's got basically the rest. And he's got level 2 as well now. He's got level 2 on everything. I mean, like, I would say that the time's actually in favour of Mogat here. Luke has not bought any of these 2 upgrades. Let's have a look at his eco. He hasn't really got enough to buy them either. So if you buy these 2 upgrades, guys, with Enlargers, you get to level 3 eco. And it's pretty quick to get there as well. Now he's built a well. Nice. Spartacus would be proud. And he's even built a little postern gate outside here. I like it. I like it. This is a real siege, guys. The real siege is real. But I feel like it's a real siege because Luke is doing the wrong thing. I think that's why it's a real siege, you know. I think he doesn't need to siege here. I don't think he needs to siege here. He thinks he's got enough, and maybe he does, but like, look how low health this pike is. Like, mass cav would be pretty good here for Gondor, but like, where's he going to get his CP for that from? He's not getting any CP upgrades. It is a legit siege, though. What do you think, guys? Jojo, what do you think? Is this a good idea for Luke? I feel like it's not a bad idea, but I feel like there's better ideas. I feel like just like, you know, like I always go for a normal outpost and then get cav and get lindens. I like to just build a solid position before I go for a siege. He thinks it's enough, and maybe it is enough, but I don't know. Put the archers on the wall. That's exactly what he's doing. Archers straight onto the walls. Which would be really, really nice, actually. Like, put them on the wall and target this. He's got a rebuild as well, don't forget. I feel like this is I feel like this is a wrong choice for Luke. I really do. Like, it's not the worst thing in the world. I don't know if you agree, guys. It's not the worst thing in the world, but, like, there are better ways of going about this, like, than just ramming the wall. When you've got no map control. I feel like Luke loves to do this all the time. Like, he likes to go for a power spike with his upgrades and then go straight into a siege. But I don't think it's, I don't know if it's maybe like optimal, or like does he really need to do this? If it was me, I would have gone for a normal outpost and got cav and got lindens, and then I would know that I would never lose. But this seems a little bit risky. Like, I mean, it's not that risky when you play against a noob like Mogat, where he's just throwing away his cav. I guess he sniped that. He sniped that ram, and he's actually managed to keep the units alive, so he can bring them back to the well and heal them back up again. But like, this is not a nice situation for Luke to be in now. Like, it's giving me the heebie-jeebies, guys. I'm not gonna lie, it's giving me the heebie-jeebies. Look at this, he's going for the Grand Harvest too, but extra 30% eco on all of his outside farms, and he's got a shit ton of them. Still on level 2 on the inside, so he's not gone for level 2 inside or at level 2 outside. He's gone for Grand Harvest first. But like, I feel like Mogat's position is starting to get better over time. This is why it's a siege, because what am I talking about? Mogat's position is getting stronger relative to Luke's over time, especially with this nice little postern gate that he's just constantly bringing reinforcements in with his rangers. Mogat's actually on higher CP now. So he's not wasting the time. He's getting plenty of units out, and he's going for a ranger spam. Now, in the meantime, Luke's gone for archers. Greedy Mogat. Why greedy Mogat? I feel like this is greedy Luke. He's so close to getting rid of this wall, though. Yeah. I feel like maybe. And Mogat needs more cav, but he's CP blocked. You could actually just get rid of one of his sword units to get another cavalry battalion now. That would actually be pretty nice. But I feel like this is like such a risky situation for Luke to be in. These archers are going to be nice though with their heavy armor. They're going to be a great counter to rangers. You should target the rangers. And look at that unexpected salvo there. The hobbit's coming out and Bombadil coming out. This will probably be enough. So it looks like maybe the spell point gain that Imlaris got early on is going to actually win it in the end, along with the upgrades. But look at that trample of the cavalry. And the tower out as well for Mogat. Nice. Like, this is the thing, like he's giving him chances to come back here. I would so much prefer to just like have my lindens out, have like 4 or 5 battalions of cavalry out, be in such a solid position that like there's no comeback chances for my opponent, and then siege. Like, look at these rangers are doing the most now against these pikes. Bombadil doing the most as well against these sword units, but Mogat doesn't really care about these sword units, if I'm being completely honest. They're only 200 resources each, Any kill that he gets on any of these enlarged units is huge because they're 500 resources by themselves and they're upgraded. So but once they're fully upgraded, they're close to like 1,000 resources each. Bombadil just going crazy with the.
Nearly frightened enough. I know what else.
Didn't see the Strider. Strider's out now.
Well protected.
She's gone for Strider. Like, this is a big deal. Like, again, like I suspected, it's not the best decision from Luke, I have to say. Let's see, because I mean, like, the thing as well with this upgrade spike thing, it's risky, and is the risk going to pay off? Because let me just have a sip of my coffee first. And the spell points as well. Like, yeah, spell points are great, but he's run out of them now, and he hasn't got the discount on them. The thing with the upgrade spike is, like, you need to be sure that it works. And the other thing with going for upgrades is, like I was just mentioning then, like, your units are so expensive. Like, if you start to lose them now, like, how are you going to replenish that? Now he's going for map control. Is it too little too late? He's harassing 2 farms now. He's trying to grab the upper side of the map. With my Imlargus, I played quite a few Imlargus games actually against Gondor with Fabian, and I really enjoyed them. With Imlargus, what I found worked quite well, which he is now doing, is getting the Lindens early, just because they're super strong, like crazy strong, and basically getting a Linden Tower in around about this position, maybe here, grab a Linden Tower. Then grab an outpost here with like a normal outpost to get cavalry, get some Lindens, and basically just control one side of the map and just control the upper side of the map until you build yourself a strong position. Don't worry about the bottom half. So you leave the bottom half to your opponent, but you keep the upper side of the map. And basically with Imlargus, what I found that one of the best things to do was just make sure that your army is super strong, so that you've got the Lindens, you've got the cavalry, you've got a nice club. I wasn't even particularly worried about upgrades, if I'm being honest. As long as I had the Lindens and the cavalry, and the cavalry had their extra power boost, then your army would be really strong, and you could basically keep control of the upper half of the map. The enemy Gondor would be constantly harassing the upper half, and you wouldn't really be able to harass the bottom half that much. But as long as you kept around about half the map, you were around about equal on eco for the whole time, and basically your stronger army would win out a lot of the time in the end, as well as your really strong powers. That's what I found worked. It almost looks like that's exactly what Luke's doing at this point in the game. I feel like he should have done that earlier. He's also got no cav, which is a big deal, especially when all of these ranges he's got to deal with. He's actually just retreating here. He could potentially get a kill in on these archers. He's decided to target the pikes instead. Let's see how big this Strider is going to be as well. Not getting any levels because he's not near the archers. But, like, this army is scary for Mogat now. It's a scary army. And he's maxed out, 1,500 CP. And the Ranger spam, how is Luke going to counter the Ranger spam? He's gone for Lindens. But, I mean, like, he's already got 2 battalions of archers here. And they're not going to do that much against the Rangers. As long as the Rangers can target the Lindens. I know I said earlier that Lindens are a good counter to Rangers, but not when you've got like 5 Rangers. It just completely snowballs out of control. These Lindens out of position, but the Cav also does not realise that they are there. As long as Mogat's micro is good, he can actually target these Lindens. And now don't forget that the late game powers of Gondor are like super duper strong. Super duper strong. If only would get some upgrades for his units, Game Changer is coming. So we're thinking maybe like Mogat should get some upgrades. He's gone for it, and he's actually done the nice switch. I love to do this as well. He's switched out all of his townhouses, and now he's gone for forges. I would even be tempted to get rid of this well as well. Like, grab yourself an outpost and get a well there.
There's something strange at work here.
He switched to forges, and now he's going to get upgrades on all of his units too. Is that the best choice? I mean, I agree that it's amazing, but I would think maybe, like, I would be tempted, yeah, and this is exactly what he's doing, attempted to just maybe even, like, I mean, there's no harm in upgrading your units as well, but the main thing is the cavalry upgrades. They are going to be huge. Cavalry and Rangers is like what's going to win it for Mogat here if he does win this. Breeze a man way into these pikes. These pikes are double upgraded. Let's see how much damage they can actually do. This battalion on level 2, so it's going to have some good survivability. It's actually just survived this one battalion. Look how low health that one unit is as well. But that level 2 battalion has actually managed to survive. Nice snipe of the Linden Tower there from Mogat. Now, look, this is the problem now. These units are now upgraded. Ooh, the unexpected salvo. Maybe even go for the composite bow here. Might be nice. Might be really nice. Because any snipe on any one of these units, especially a Linden unit, is going to be big. The problem now here with Imladris for Mogat is that there's 2 Linden battalions out now. And 1 Imladris archer battalion who have got heavy armor. So actually, like, the archer battle might be in Luke's favor now even. Especially if Mogat is not going to target them. Unexpected salvo, but without the composite bows, it's not that effective against Lindens. The barrage coming in, but how effective is that going to be? Not that big of a deal, I don't think. Again, let's not forget that Mogat's got Strider, who could be a big deal, especially with his high one unit damage. Have a look at the CP of Imladris. He's on 1,100. It is a nasty clump that he's got here. Maybe even, like, I don't know, fire arrows? Composite bows, definitely, I would say. Or maybe even fire arrows. Like, what's the win conditions here for Mogat now? How is he going to win? Maybe just, like, mass cav. Target the pikes with the archers. Don't worry too much about the archer battle. Worry about taking the pikes out. And then just charge with mass cav, I guess. Could be legit. Composite bows would be amazing in this scenario. I agree completely. I'm not sure if Mogat's that used to using them. He's got Faramir as well here, which is going to be a nice damage boost. The largest clump looking really strong. But look at Mogat's spell points too. Like, if anything, it's Mogat who's getting more spell points at this point. And Mogat managing to grab and keep control of the map. Nice 4.5 gameplay right here, boys. The Brunnen. Hello, guten Tag. Wie geht's? Fabian, wie geht's? That split. Yeah, what was he even splitting for, though? Split just for the sake of it. And a Glorfindale, nice. It's like watching Dimitri play. Dimitri, if you didn't know, used to always get Glorfindale and always get Arwen and put them on the horses and then use those to, like, as his cavalry to fight back. It gets really good if you let them level up, but if they're not leveled up, it's pretty bad against upgraded cavalry. But that's the thing, like, here, like, Luke's in desperate need of cav, in my opinion. And his cav is coming in the form of Glorfindale and maybe Arwen later on, but it's not that strong cav. 2 heroes. Composite bow would be good. Wie geht es gut? Wie geht's es der Goodfella? Yeah, good. Again, look, like, 2 battalions of pikes is the only thing that Luke has here. Look at this ranger clump as well. This is where the cavalry of Luke is missing. Glorfindale could be in massive trouble there into that massive clump of units. And, like, his trample damage is not going to be that big of a deal. Even the rangers would do a lot of damage, especially with composite bows. But it's looking like Mogat's not really considering it at the moment. Goofy fella. Goof fella. Nice. Goof fella. Are eagles ready? Eagles are ready, boys. Like, target the pikes with the eagles and then just... How many battalions has he got? He needs more cav. What a noob. 1,600 CP though. Like, look at this death clump. And he's got a hero in there. Not just any hero. He's got the King of Gondor, for God's sake. I've recently been reading the books, boys. This is GG for Luke. Mogat wins. Potentially. Luke probably not that used to playing Imladris. I might have to come out of early retirement and just be an exclusive Imladris player. I'm going to have to be honest, lads. Might have to come out of early retirement. Like, I've retired for like what, a week? And I'm thinking about coming back already. It's like a drug, this game. He's got the well, though, so Mogat needs to be careful not to fight near the well. Because that would be, well, not good. Well, not good. Well, that would be Brunnen, not good. Oh, fella. What a Bantosaurus Rex you are today. A little bit of a lull in the action, kind of running around. But, like, this is big. Like, cavalry here could be getting ready for the flank. If he's not careful, he's getting really far from the well. Summon the eagles. He's used the Horn of Gondor as well. Is he thinking eagles now? Like, the cav is coming in for the flank around. It's going to be Sandwich City destination population Luke. Ooh, is he going to go for it? Look, he's going to go for the trample. Is he? These units are looking like they're in so much danger. What are these Gondor units doing? Just like YOLOing right into that death club. Lovely micro there. Here come the Eagles now, targeting the pikes surely. The cavalry comes to charge in. He's going to have to make a massive retreat back to this well. Aragorn's going to be picking up massive loads of levels here. The Eagles actually maybe trying to target Glorfindel here. Target the pikes surely. Target the pikes because a couple hits on that battalion of pikes and they're dead. Rangers also need to target maybe these pikes over here while the Eagles pick off these ones. The thing with the well is that it's not going to be defended against the Eagles because the Eagles one-shot units, don't forget. Pikes going down here. These pikes are still surviving. He needs to target them with the Eagles, surely. But a lot of Imladris units are dying regardless. Let's have a look at the Imladris CP. It's on 745 now. The cavalry charging in. He hasn't got a postern gate, I don't think. Eagles taking out Glorfindel. Nice snipe of the Eagles there. But even the cavalry could have taken that down. Maybe he needs to target the pikes still. However, having said that, lots and lots of units going down here. Pikes coming in to defend, but with this ranger clump, as long as he targets them, they're going to do really well as well. This is looking like GG here, because don't forget he's picking up loads of power points as well. He's near Army of the Dead. Luke though also near Last Alliance, but how much is Last Alliance going to do here? Not a lot, I would suspect. He's going to be able to wipe out maybe this entire army if he gets a nice Gilgalad throw in there. The rate at which the well is going to heal is not going to be enough to save these pikes, I am sure. Hobbits coming out, but trampled by the cav, and that's picking up more spell points. Gondor has not suffered losses as well. He's on 1,000 CP, but look at his bank as well. His bank is huge. He's not lost Aragorn. Where is Aragorn? It's hard to find him. He's on level 3, so Aragorn's picking up levels as well. Cavalry going down here. Spell points being gained by Imladris, enough to get the Last Alliance now. So Last Alliance is the last hope here for Imladris, I would say. Lyndon's still alive though. Lyndon's doing amazing against these Rangers, and the Cav is too weak now. I would say pull back. And surely he's going to pull back now that he sees the Last Alliance. He has to pull back. Let's see this Gilgalad throw. He's going to target on these Gondor's units here, it looks like, because these Rangers are already really, really low. Mogat maybe even throwing the game here nearly. How much damage is that going to do? Not as much as it could have done. It looks like Gondor's managed to survive that one, but he's lost a lot of CP in that little fight that he didn't need to continue to fight. He needs to get his units out from here. Here's the Army of the Dead now. Maybe I would have saved that for later when I had a lot more cavalry, but it might be enough regardless. Let's see how much it kills here. And that's the thing, like, look, you can get this rest in place, and it actually deals 0 damage. Because Army of the Dead is magic damage, this completely destroys Army of the Dead. Mogat probably does not know that, because he's not that experienced in 4.5. He's going to be sitting there right now thinking, what? What the fuck's going on? Oh, that is awful for Mogat. That could have been huge. And like, if he had lots and lots of cavalry, he could come in and quickly snipe this, and he could still kill loads of units. And the Lyndon unit's still alive here. Ram coming in on the Dunedain camp in the meantime. Yeah, hashtag wasted. Perfect timing, but it's not really, because it's been absolutely useless. And he's actually going to have to retreat here. So the game is still alive. What the fuck is going on? 2 spell points countering a 10 spell point. I know. The only thing is that you can snipe it pretty easy. I mean, yeah, it's OP. Like that it should be able to counter that so effectively. But you can snipe it if you know about that little feature. You can snipe it pretty easy. So I've used that with Imladris to defend against Army of the Dead multiple times, but with the quick snipe, it doesn't really work.
Hurry.
Mogat must have been unaware of it though.
Together.
Looks like 1 Lyndon unit's gone down here, which is quite a big deal actually. He's only got 1 Lyndon unit now. I feel like Mogat needs to keep spamming out these Rangers, which he is. He's got 3 queued up, guys. He's already hit his CP limit too. Just the Ranger spam alone, and Aragorn to deal with Glorfindel, might still be enough. Look at this cavalry trample out of nowhere. Oh my goodness me. And that's surely going to get the Lyndons here. There is 1 battalion of pikes here, but with this Ranger club, he should be able to target it. And Aragorn doing amazing against Glorfindel. He could actually do the axe throw, which might be knife throw here, which might actually take down Glorfindel. And this cavalry giving 0 fucks about these pikes at this point. It's looking like it's still GG for Imladris, I would say. Army of the Dead doing absolutely just all, but managing to pull it out of the bag regardless. 2 units left in this Pike Battalion, although he's got a second Pike Battalion here, but both of those are still low on health. He's going to snipe Glorfindale here with the cavalry. He is going to be able to get that kill on Glorfindale. And all of these resources as well. Look at that 6,000 resources he's got in his bank now. Inflation what? What inflation? Pike's getting destroyed by the Rangers. And this is the point where Imladris really starts to just crumble and die. I mean, it's the same for all factions. When your army starts to die, like, you start to die, obviously. But it feels even worse with Imladris, because Imladris are either a death ball clump, or they're just nothing. And there's the GG. So Mogat with the victory. Nice. Bye-bye, Glorfindale. Nice barrage use there. Still Mogat will win, and there it is. It's the GG, so the champion, Mogat, has won. I just can't bear it. Like, I hope this is the best of 3. I just can't bear, like, Mogat coming at me in the chat, like, did you see how good I was? Did you see those plays? I'm going to be like, yeah, I saw Army of the Dead, you freaking noob. GG. But Mogat with the victory over Luke. And I guess Luke just not that used to playing Imladris. And like I said, like what lost it for Luke there? Because he was winning. At certain points he was winning. I mean, it was back and forth in the early game, but there was definitely a point in the match where, I mean, let me not say he was winning, but he was starting to build a strong position. He was building that strong position, and then he sieged. That was the mistake, in my opinion. He should have continued to build a strong position until he knew that he was winning, and then siege. So the early siege, and it was a legit siege, and it was a comeback from the siege, but that only happened because I feel like Luke was too hasty to attack there. He could have won that game. Maybe retired fella is going to have to be non-retired fella, I guess. That was pretty shit, but maybe non-retired fella is going to have to come back and play some Imladris to show you noobs what's going on. Mogat 1, Luke 0. Why am I a professional streamer? I am new to the stream. Luke 3, Elendil 2. Oh shit, sorry guys. Whoops. Let me just sort this out for you. Luke versus... let me just call him Mogat. It's actually 1-0 to the M-Dog. Luke 0. The champion falls. And is it a best of 3 or is that it? Is Mogat like the official champion again? Because, like, can you imagine the memes, guys, in Discord? I cannot bear it. I can't bear it. If this is it, if this is all over, I'm going to be pissed AF. In fact, I'm going to have to come out of retirement and beat him with Imladris against Gondor. I have to do it. We're just going to have to go back to Game Ranger. I think they need to restart for some bizarre Game Ranger reasons. Fella is a professional streamer. I know, right? I've started reading the books, guys. So far I've read the introduction to the Hobbits. I've already read I'm pretty sure I've read the entirety of Fellowship of the Ring. At least up until when they meet the Balrog. Pretty sure I've read all of that, but like quite a few years ago. I've definitely read the entirety of the Hobbit. But I'm just rereading the Fellowship of the Ring to finally do it. So I start rereading the Fellowship of the Ring. I read the bit about the intro to Hobbits, which if you can't remember, if you haven't read it, the beginning of the book is actually like an introduction to Hobbits.
You asked me once about.
I really like how Tolkien does it as well, because he talks about the book as if the book itself has been written within the universe. Because obviously it's like originally it's Bilbo's book, right? From his adventures in The Hobbit, and then he writes a book about it, and then Frodo takes the book, and then he writes the rest of the book, and the rest of the book is obviously the Lord of the Rings trilogy. So, but he writes it as if he's saying like this book is from the universe, and he even like starts talking about like the copy of the universe, and the copy that he has from the universe is I can't remember if it is actually the one that he's talking about, but he talks about how Pippin brought a copy to Minas Tirith to give to Aragorn when he was the king. And then Aragorn made a copy of it, or like one of his scribes or whatever made a copy of it and then kept it in Minas Tirith. I just really like those little details, how he even thinks about that kind of thing in his universe. So yeah, I read the bit about the hobbits, and that's like the beginning where they say like, oh, we'll give you an introduction to hobbits in case you don't know about it. And again, it's like as if somebody is writing this to give somebody within the Lord of the Rings universe an introduction to hobbits. Oh, snap, crackle, pop. It's Rohan. GG. 1-1. That's it. That's it, boys. 1-1. That's it. 1-0. Done. GG. Right there. Druidane. GG. So Gondor versus Rohan now. Yeah, so they start talking about the hobbits, and they start talking about shit like pipeweed and stuff like that. I don't know why, I just found it really interesting. And then instead of carrying on to read the book, I went back to The Return of the King, and I started looking in the appendices of The Return of the King for more like extra little bits of info like that. And it starts talking about like the lineage of all the main characters in Lord of the Rings that I didn't really know much about because I'm not that into the lore, to be honest. But I just found it really interesting. So I haven't actually started reading it properly. I've just started reading all the appendices, and then eventually I'll probably read it properly. Anyway, back to the game. So it looks like Mogat's going for an early double outside eco start, and then an inside eco building. I mean, it worked for him last time, so maybe it's legit. Like the eco start is back, guys. It is straight back. But the only thing is, like, he's gone for these insecure outside eco, and against Rohan he could suffer from doing that because they're pretty good at harassing. Having said that, Gondor's infantry in the early game is also really good at harassing and defending the harass, particularly against these weaker peasants. Maybe Luke's thinking like early cav here. Now what I feel like in this game, is it's got to be here that Gondor, this is my prediction of what's going to happen. Either Rohan's going to win, which like is most likely the case. And Rohan's going to win because of its very, very powerful spells, particularly the Druidane and Cav Archers, which is some point in like the kind of early mid game, which they get that massive power spike. And then they get so many spell points from that they get Haldir, and then basically just win even more, even though they basically already won because of the Druidane and the Cav Archers by that point. Okay, so if Rohan gets to that point, without Gondor having like a sizable army, then it's going to be GG, easy peasy. However, what Gondor can do, at least this is what I've kind of seen from previous games. I'm not sure if you guys would agree, but I believe that Gondor's win chances here against Rohan is definitely in the very early game. So Mogat really needs to harass here, make sure that he keeps Luke's eco to a minimum. And then what I think he needs to do is basically start to build a really strong army, of course, okay, but maybe go for rangers, maybe get like 2 or 3 battalions of rangers. The reason for that is because obviously they're good against infantry. They're also really good against Cav Archers. And if he can get 2 or 3 rangers out, maybe even then transition into Cav as well. But basically he needs a strong army, and he needs to keep Rohan's army to a minimum before that Druidane spike hits. So if Rohan's army is just like even at the same level as Gondor's army by the time that the Druidane hits, it's basically Rohan's victory. But if Gondor has managed to go really hard in the early game and built quite a nasty death ball of rangers and managed to keep Rohan locked down, then I feel like Gondor then has win chances if he goes for a ram and rushes the base. But he needs those rangers out early. Otherwise, the Cav Archers are just going to completely, absolutely wreck. So that's Gondor's win chances, in my opinion. He's going for a ram straight away, though. The ram rush is real. Wowzers. The ram rush is real. And Rohan charging into the base here. Mogat closing the gate, though. Epic counter. I don't know if the ram rush that early on is that good, but maybe that's a win chance, too. Like, Gondor army is stronger than Rohan peasants, but he's gone for the exile camp already. This is already not good. He needs pikes now. He's got 1 battalion of pike, but he's got 2 battalions of swords here, which are going to go down. 2nd battalion of cavalry coming out now. That's a massive loss for Gondor right there. And this ram is looking even worse now. Oh god, this is not looking good for Mogat so far. I was going to change the score back again, but honestly, I don't feel like I really need to at this point. Another battalion of pikes. He needed rangers. I feel like that's the win chance here, rangers. I don't feel like this early ram is a win condition. I feel like it has to be rangers, surely. Yazin Bilge. Hello, Yazin Bilge. I've never seen you around here before. Do you know Yazin Bey? As in, like, the guy who was previously known as Mos Def, the rapper. He's one of my favourite rappers of all time. And you've got the same first name as him. At least his new persona, Yazin Bey. There are quite a lot of games I played on YouTube. Just subscribe to the channel. There's loads of like professional content on here. And there's like never any technical difficulties in any streams or YouTube videos. So I would really recommend just subscribing. If you want like a smooth, easy time, just subscribe here right now and there'll be no issues for you. You know what he could do here? Like, I feel like he's going to go for the base, which I feel like is the wrong decision. He can actually go for the exile camp, maybe. Although I guess that gives a buff to the peasants, so maybe not the best idea. But he could even go for the exile camp and then still transition into rangers. But he's going straight for the base, just marching himself over there. But like, he's got less CP, and like, I know they're only peasants, but the peasants aren't like, they're not like useless. 900 resources. He's got no real farms to speak of on the outside. He's got 2 outside farms. But he's going to go for it. Like, maybe it could be legit, you know. As long as he's careful with his micromanagement of the ram, and he puts his pikes all around it, like, the peasants are going to have a difficult time against that clump. He's bringing in a second. Ooh, cavalry charges straight into pikes there. But look at the health of the Gondor soldiers. Like, that is crazy. The cav charges in and basically kills the soldiers anyway. He's got the Horn of Gondor here, which is nice. The ram taking down the gate as well. Like, the thing with the ram is it's good against buildings too. So like, if he can actually target the citadel, this could be legit, you know. 1,400 resources. What's his plan to do with this extra resources? He needs to be careful of the ram. The ram getting targeted. What's he gonna do with these extra resources? He's got a lot of them. Doing the little gate trick. The gate is down now. Are these units gonna be able to target the ram? This is not too bad, you know. The ram is sitting right here. Let me just keep clicked on the ram so we can see its health. It's not being targeted. This Gondor clump. What an epic push this is from Mogat. I swear to God, if Mogat wins this, he's never going to shut up about this for the rest of his life. 1,800 resources. What is he doing with this? The Druidane is out, but Mogat just moves into the base. Oh my God. Gambling out now, though. The Gambling should be able to target the ram and end it here. Because there's no stopping Gambling from targeting the ram now. Down goes the ram. He spent 1,800 resources. He's gone for forges now. He needed that a little bit earlier, if I'm being honest with you. I still feel like this is going to be GG for Rohan because he's got his Druidane out now. He's lost a lot of cav though. Mogat trying to target these eco buildings. Maybe now if he goes for rangers, maybe now they can transition because at least that base push slowed him down a little bit. The only problem here is Gambling's going to get quite a few levels from this. And he picked up quite a few spell points just from killing those units. And he's obviously going to be able to kill these guys as well. But he's taken down 2 eco buildings here, guys. And the barrage is nice. Oh my God. I don't know what happened to my voice there. Gambling looking like he's in trouble too. Right in the middle of the clump. Goodness. He's on level 3 now. So he's going to be getting some free resources. Please excuse my voice. I don't know what happened to me there. Looks like if he punches behind this building, he might even get another building here. 3 buildings down. And his eco's pretty strong. He's going for a second barracks. Oh my goodness gracious me. This is legit. Like, sword and pike spam now maybe would counter the cav quite nicely. And maybe he could just grab control of the map. I feel like rangers. And Mogat's not, you know, Mogat's used to getting rangers. So it's not like it's impossible that he is going to go for rangers now. Because rangers is going to be able to kill the... Where's my commentary gone? It's gone out the window. I've just brain farted again. It's going to be able to counter the Cav archers. But where are the Cav archers? They're nowhere to be seen. He's not transitioned into them yet, and he's still got quite a bit of tech left to go. And his eco's not that great, you know. Eco is not that great. I mean, he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 outside farms, and 1, 2, 3, 4 inside. So, despite that base push, despite destroying all those farms, his eco, to be fair, is pretty decent. But Mogat's is too. Mogat's is too. The only problem is here now, he's got a pretty nasty infantry clump. Cav would be pretty good for Mogat now. Yeah, like a Cav surprise. Like imagine if he spent that resource on 2 cavalry battalions and just came in and just killed all of that. That would have been massive. He's decided to go for eco and go for the long run, which hopefully is going to work out for him as well. I feel like I'm Team Mogat at the moment. I feel like I'm Team Mogat just for the epic plays to try and beat Rohan in the early game. That clumping behind buildings is making me sick. I know, right? Another clump here. And he's not going to be able to target them. Gambling going to pick up some nice levels, though. Nearly on level 5, so he's going to be able to get the Horn of Gondor. The Gambling's Horn. Yeah, right, of course that's what it is. Just grabbing levels. This was the problem with my game against Fubuki, was that I was harassing his farms, but then he was killing my units with Drauglin. And then Drauglin got to level 10, and then level 10 Drauglin basically just one-hits your entire army. And then I lost the game against him. So he does have to be careful with these hero levels. Rohan ahead actually on the CP here. He's not going for the Cav. He's not going for the Cav archers, it looks like. It looks like he's maybe going to try and do his classic early early upgrades and ram rush. Maybe he's going to try and ram rush him back. Let's have a quick look at the chat here while we've got a lull in the action. He's gone for a ranger tent, but there's going to be no stopping this gambling infantry when it comes in. I feel like Mogat needs Cav. Like, delete this surely and get Cav. Why have you still got a siege works out? You're not going to go for a second ram rush, surely. If Luke pulled his forces back earlier and used the horn, he could have just crushed the clump so much easier. Potentially, Druidane on recharge here. If you didn't know, guys, the Druidane statues actually give recharge, faster recharge. Mogat managed to snipe some Cav. The exile camp's been upgraded, so it looks like Luke's actually going to go for the captains of Rohan and upgrade the captains, which seems legit. Like, this is the problem here. This is exactly that point in the game. Even though it was a crazy start to the game, it still basically ended up how I thought it might, where we're now like getting into the mid game, and Gondor hasn't really, like, he did an amazing play, but he still didn't really do enough to stop Rohan. Like, he didn't do enough to stop Rohan getting the Druidane out. He didn't stop the exile camp. He didn't stop the eco, and like, Gambling though is charging into the clumps, like just YOLOing into the clumps time and time again. Like, look at this Cav here now. That's GG. Pike's out of position. That is GG. That Ranger tent's going to go down. Rangers come out. He's not going to be able to save them. Only a few of them get produced because it gets destroyed. Sword's completely out of position. Gambling Horn being used. Down it goes. And that's the thing, really. Like, even without winning this army, like, Rohan's got it in the bag now. Like, they're into the mid game without being slowed down, and they're too strong now. Too strong. Like even like Erkenbrand is just like crazy OP. Like, he's basically 3 swords, 3 captains, and there it is, the 1-1. Don't need to change the score after all.
Come, peasants, we must rise up and fight.
So yeah, he tried it. Like, it's not a bad idea. Well, obviously it didn't work, so it wasn't a good idea. But I liked it. The gambling rush countered it hard. Apparently, Gambling Rush 2020 is still real. But Gambling countered that ram rush pretty hard, because Gambling can just go in and kill the ram. And he didn't have enough, really. He didn't have enough to finish it with that ram rush. The idea there being that Gondor infantry is stronger than peasants, so maybe just straight away ram and rush into the base, but like, it's not going to work. They're not that strong compared to Rohan peasants. I feel like the only better option he could have had there was Rangers. Get the Rangers. And again, like, I feel like 4.5, what it's all about now is it's about like building strong army positions. Like that's the key. It's not, obviously it's not as much about map control. Map control is still the dominating factor, I would say, despite what a lot of people say. Map control is still the dominating factor. If you have map control, you will win, as long as you play good, and your opponent isn't kind of like using OP stuff, because obviously OP stuff like is just gonna win any time. But as long as it's reasonably balanced, like map control still wins you the game. But the thing is, like, you need that strong army now to keep the map control and keep your enemy's army off the map so that you can keep control of that map control. I feel like that's what 4.5 is all about. It's all about the army. It's like you need a good, strong army. You need like a mixed army, and quickly a mixed army, which is actually an advantage of this new 4.5 playstyle. There's been quite a bit of criticism of the new 4.5 playstyle, but that is an advantage, that it's a lot more now to do with the army, and you see people getting archers a lot more often. You see people getting archers and cav a lot more often, and the spell powers really kind of decide games, and the army battles really kind of decide games now. It's not like who harasses better wins the game. It's like who wins the army clumps and who uses their spells better wins the game. But then like I say, with Rohan, they're so overpowered that like, because their spells are so strong, well then they always win the game. Because their army is so strong, they always win the game. Not always, but like the power difference between Rohan and other factions, in my opinion, is really, really strong at the moment. Yeah, I predicted it. As soon as I saw Rohan, it was like, well, that's it. It's 1-1. Right. Let's go, boys. You can't beat Rohan, guys. You can't beat them. The only thing that beats them is like basically, I would say, like a pike and archer death ball is what can kind of win against them. Luke, Angmar, Mogat, Lorien. Interesting matchup. So this is the decider, boys. Unless it's a best of 5. You never know. Let's have a look what we see here then. So, Forelands of Emin Nuil, an interesting map. Mogat, Lorien. Mogat used to play Lorien all the time because he was hashtag only good with Lolo. If you didn't know, now you know. And Luke, how confident is he with Angmar? I mean, obviously Luke plays, if you didn't know, obviously, like, probably a lot of us will know, but if you don't know, the multiplayer community, usually, when we're not in a tournament, we just play on random all the time anyway. So Luke will have experience with every single faction, but probably maybe not as much experience, at least in 4.5, with factions other than Gondor, Mordor and Rohan, because that was what he trained for in the tournament. So potentially a slight disadvantage for Luke that he is Angmar, and maybe it's a slight advantage for Mogat that Luke is Angmar, because at least he's not playing the faction that he's been super trained in a tournament. Because Mogat is kind of inexperienced with everything, I would guess, in 4.5. Like, he's done some training matches against Elendil and things like that, but I'm pretty sure he's not that well trained in 4.5 at all. Right, let's have a quick talk about the strategies here used by both sides. So Luke here in the top corner playing Angmar. He's gone for a Wolf Pit start. This is kind of the traditional start now, but it always used to be Hall of the King's Men, but the wolves are really strong because they're so speedy and they have pretty high damage, and they can snowball really well. The wolf start is kind of the new meta, and thralls are really weak because they can get sniped and the entire battalion dies if you kill the thrall. So people often go for wolf pit starts at the moment. A really nice early creep on the troll, and he's going to get it uncontested. Lorien's not really going to be able to do anything. Where had the hotkeys gone? Something to do with Elendil messing up the game, I guess. I'm assuming that's what Mogat was saying. I can't really read German very well. But yeah, some of the hotkeys changed in 4.5. I don't know why. It's probably just a bug. But hopefully put them back, I guess. So, it's an interesting one, this one. Gondor versus... Lorien versus Angmar. Angmar really strong in the late game, I would say. with their heroes like Karsh and Zafragor are just like crazy OP. Lorien Sword Clump versus Wolves. I don't know how that one works out. How does that one work out, guys? How does that one work out, guys? I don't really know. How does the Gondor sword? How does the Lorien Sword Clump work against the Angmar Wargrush? Because the counter basically to the Wargrush generally is a sword clump, but mostly with Gondor, because Gondor sword clumps are super strong. It's actually what exactly what Mogat's doing here, although he's splitting a little bit. These units might be caught out, and he's actually gone for a Bjorn rush. Nice, that's what I like to see, boys. Because this is the problem when you have one sword unit by itself. This is why the wolves are strong. They can kind of chase it down. Let's see, because the problem with the Lorien swords compared to the Gondor swords is that they have not got as much armor and as much health. But he's quickly transitioning now into the Wolf Riders. So really quick Wolf Riders. There's a massive clump of swords here. This could almost be GG straight away, guys. Could almost be GG right here. Malon Tree going down here. So these units are going to be good at harassing, while the Lorien clump just has to stay where it is. So he's splitting as well. He's splitting, and the splitting is going to be even worse when he faces these Wolf Riders. The Wolf Riders, he's currently creeping the goblins. Maybe he's just trying to hide his Wolf Riders so that he can get a surprise when he's got 2 battalions, which is actually quite a nice idea. 1 battalion comes in here now, but like Lorien's pushed so far up the field. They're so far up the field, and they're so close to these 2 Wolf Riders. This is why you want to have 2 Wolf Riders near and not just 1, because they get trample decelerated. But the 2nd battalion of Wolf Rider comes in now. These wolves are not doing nothing either. They're also eating the Lorien troops. And down goes the sword clump for Lorien. Nasty, 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 nasty. He's actually going to lose everything here. There is no escape for these Lorien troops. And again, Angmar pretty strong in the mid to late game. So, not looking good for Mogat right now. Panic buying pikes though. So, I mean, maybe, come back. Maybe, I don't know. And the thing is here, now that he's got Cav out, and these wolves are pretty strong, despite the fact that they're thralls, and if the thrall dies, they all die. They're pretty strong. As long as you can keep them alive. The thing here now is that Luke could actually, like, even consider... So he's going to go for... It looks like he's got his carts coming out as well, which, if you didn't know, upgrade the buildings. So he's going to be able to upgrade the buildings here. I would even suggest, like Khan Doom spam. Or even, like, before that, like, Axe Thrower spam. Just so you can target the pikes and keep making really good use of these wolves. But everything's basically dead now for Mogat. He's got 2... He's got 2 Bjorns, though, in their human form, which could deal some damage. Especially base damage. Maybe he's thinking now, like, again, like base rush. Like, base rush with pikes and Bjorns, and just try and get a kill in on the base. The only problem is that Luke could obviously just get towers and target the Bjorns, and that wouldn't be great. He's going to be able to grab this troll money here. Still hasn't filled his Lorien base yet. Just doing a little bit of creeping. Wolves managing to creep the wargs. Mogat creeping the troll. Battalion of swords out here. Grabbing a forge here, so maybe trying to go for some upgrades. Thinking that it's the LPS Cup.
We bring swords from Lorien.
Nice bit of troll money. Wolves again creeping over here. Grab this one. So, a bit of a lull in the action. I feel like maybe, I mean, Luke decided to creep here. Which is not a bad decision. I think he's winning. And creeping is just going to, you know, make his position better. But I feel like maybe even, like, just try push Mogat a bit more here. Try and harass him. I mean, he's going to do that now. So no great shame. But his army's so strong now that maybe pushing Mogat, because he doesn't want him to get too many Bjorns.
We travel from Lorien.
Mogat's got the bees active, and it's making the Bjorns recruit really, really slowly. That's a bit of a bug there, I think. Elendil, please fix. Because sometimes when you turn the honey on and then you turn it off, the Bjorns recruit at the same speed as if the honey was still on. So Pike's coming in to stop and contest that harass. Let's see, because the Bjorns are going to be alright here, you know, in this little clump. He's got a cart here that he's not put into his barracks yet, but pretty soon he's going to be able to do that and be able to start spamming out the Khan Doom units, which are really, really strong. What was the second matchup? I want Luke to go for Sorceress. The second matchup was Gondor, Mogat versus Luke Rohan, and Luke won with Rohan. Mogat actually tried to do a really early base push, but it #failed. So yeah, I think the Bjorns might do well, but look how slowly they're getting recruited. So annoying. And also, with this bug, even though they're being recruited that slowly, you still don't get resources from it. Because like the honey switched off. He's cancelled it now. He's probably seen how slow they're being recruited. Is he going for Haldir maybe? It would be nice. I feel like Heroes are always a good option to go for if you're behind. Always feel like they're a good option because you usually haven't got the tech to go for upgrades, and if you can win some fights, you can get levels on your heroes and potentially get a comeback through that. I feel like heroes are always a good option to go for when you're losing. Like, it's risky, but when you've got no money to spend on anything else, you may as well. So he's cancelled that Bjorn now. He's not going to go for that. He should probably switch this on so we can get some eco from this building so it's not completely wasted. Now they're being recruited faster. Nice. So it normalizes after a few seconds. Yes, it's normal now. So he's recruiting his Bjorns at the same speed now. So he's continuing the Bjorn rush, which I like to see. He's potentially gone for Haldir here because he spent his money somewhere. Here now, like I said, so the range is coming up. We've also got Helligwin. Just this position is looking really strong for Luke now. Don't forget, he's still got these wars, which are going to be nasty. All he really needs to do is just target the pikes and trample everything else.
You ask favors?
Another Bjorn coming out, but the Bjorns in human form are so weak against cavalry because they get knocked down. Targeting the pikes with Helligwin. Helligwin could even slow the pikes here. It's looking like GG if I'm being honest, but yeah, only go for heroes when you're behind, or when you're ahead, or when it's completely even. But only in those situations are heroes good. I mean, maybe if it's like 80-20, or like, you know, maybe like 60-40, but that's probably about it. So here we see the wolves as well managing to harass, and Luke's just looking in a really strong position here. Like, to be honest with you, like, Ranger spam would win. It would just completely, like, it would just completely clamp down. And that's exactly what he's doing. He's getting another Ranger out here. And even Karsh is coming out, which is huge. It's looking like GG, guys. Like, the Ranger spam just wins here. And, like, you could even get another... One of his wolf battalions has gone missing somewhere. KIA, I guess. Nice. Bjorn lost to the wolf. Absolutely pro moves there by Mogat. Nice. Because when you're losing, you really want to be dying to creeps as well. Nice. He's also lost a battalion of archers. Pretty nice. But yeah, wolf battalion going down. I feel like these wolves are still really strong, you know. Like, they're still a big deal. Because one of the reasons why the rangers are going to be so strong is because there's always that threat of the wolf trample. They can creep here too. They probably lost it to a creep if I'm being honest. Another Bjorn goes down to this ranger spam, which again is really good against Bjorns. Zephragor next. Yeah, that's another straight win. That's another just #win. As soon as he targets that Bjorn, it's going to go down with these rangers. Especially with these heroes being out there as well. And Helligwin's going to slow it if he does target it, so he's not going to be able to escape. I think he's deciding to go for the pikes. There goes a battalion. Ooh, and the fell wind there. Pulling all of his units back. Can't attack. Bear form now. That's what I like to see, boys. Check out the trample. But even the bear form is pretty weak against archers. He just needs to target it and it's down. There it goes. Please buff bears. Plus, actually not a bad exchange there from Mogat, all things considered. The only problem is like heroes are being leveled and even if he does win the exchanges, like his economy's behind and he's just hashtag losing. If I'm going to be perfectly honest with you guys, he's just hashtag losing here. It's just nicht good. And there we go. Okay, GG. There's the GG. 2-1. Nice. Stormheart says, Luke is one of the best players I've ever seen. Definitely in my top 100 list. Shots fired, I guess, from Stormheart. For some bizarre reason. Stormheart, you're definitely in my top 101 list. And hashtag Dol Amrath saves lives. Welcome to the stream, Stormheart. Guten Tag. Wie geht's? But that's it, guys. GG. 2-1 to the Luke Meister. He's beating Mogat. The Champion Slayer strikes again. Properties. Let's switch this to 2-1. And that's it. G to the G. It's like if I do come out of retirement, it's just going to be Imladris that brings me back out of it. I don't know what it is with me and those guys. Like in every break I've ever had from Idane, Imladris just brings me back. I don't know what it is about them. They just bring me back to the game. They are, I would say they're probably my favourite faction, and I don't even know why. I guess like their spells work really nice together, and Linden's OP, I guess, is why I like them. But yeah, I just really enjoy playing them. So maybe I'll come back and play a couple Imladris games at some point. But I'm still officially hashtag retired. Luke is the invincible warrior now. I think every matchup advantage won the game. I'm going to have no comment on matchup advantages. That is not for me to talk about. I'm not going to mention that. Yes, because of Gildor. That is why. That is why. And you know what I really like? I like an Imladris versus Gondor match. I really like those games. They're just quite well balanced, because I feel like Imladris is pretty well balanced. Like, obviously Lindens are probably a little bit too powerful. Lore Masters are obviously pretty OP, but no one really uses them. What else is really strong? Glorfindale's level 10 is just fucking nuts. Like, it's just so stupid. But people usually don't get him to level 10 anyway. What else is strong? That rest in place thing, when you face against Army of the Dead and it completely counters it, that's really strong. But again, like I said, it can be sniped. What else is really kind of crazy for Imladris? What else is strong? Hobbits are great, but I wouldn't say they're overpowered. They're super strong, definitely, but at least they're not Druidane. What else is really strong? I swear there's something else that's pretty crazy. I mean, like, the early eco is really strong as well, but I don't know if it's super overpowered. It's just Linden's, really, I guess, that are kind of maybe a bit too strong. So they're pretty well balanced, I would say. And Gondor as well. I feel like they're really well balanced. They're not, and the thing is as well, like, they're definitely like. They're not symmetrical. They're balanced and they're not symmetrical. There's definitely different styles to them, because Gondor's obviously a lot more spammy and Imladris is a lot more like elite units. So they have different play styles and there's different tactics to use against each other. I just really like an Imladris versus a Gondor. I feel like that's where multiplayer Idane is at one of its best. I don't know what else is OP for him, Largis. And what has Gondor got that's OP? Other than their Cav, but like these days it's not super duper OP. It's really strong, but it's not like crazy OP. It gets it Largis, it's great, but you can kind of counter it. It's not impossible. But yeah, I feel like they're both pretty well balanced factions. I mean, considering like what some of the other factions are like, they're pretty well balanced. Right then, 2-1. Maybe we can get an interview with Mogat, with Lagat, I guess. Let's just hop into the stream. Oops.
Mal Y, aber jetzt ist es irgendwie V bei Lorien. Ich weiß nicht wieso.
Ah, die Gehöfte. Achso, ich dachte in der Base, da dachte ich, meintest du so, in der Base hat sich, soweit ich weiß, ja nichts geändert. Hi, Gottfeller.
Hi, did I just say Upsilon?
Ja, und Mogat, gefühlt warst du auf Lorien nicht so confident.
Ja, das war buchstäblich mein erstes Mal Lorien.
Ehrlich? In 4-5? Okay.
In 4-5.
First time,
Nein.
nice.
You know, Mogat, you know pikes.
What?
You know pikes. They counter cavalry.
Yeah, I didn't expect Wolf Riders to come that early.
Yeah. It's actually like kind of like the new meta as well, you know? Like people always do that with Angmar these days.
Well, in my day, that was
So
not
basically
bad.
what I'm trying to say is get good.
Hey, I at least got one win.
Yeah.
That was my.
Yeah, it was impressive.
Yeah.
I liked your Gondor rush. What do you think? Because maybe if you watch the stream back, please do because I need ad money. If you watch it back, what do you think maybe you could have done differently in that Gondor game, or did you just think like it's Rohan, I'm dead anyway?
I liked. No, actually that's a valid build I practiced, or not practiced, but that I wanted to do against Rohan, and that I wanted actually Elendil to do if he gets that matchup. But I mean, Luke scouting was on point. His response was very good. Just peasant spam and gambling. Then that killed me.
Yeah, I
Maybe
feel like
for the-
gambling just crushed it because gambling doesn't have to worry about like not because it was good in that you could protect the ram, but then gambling could just run in and hit the ram like for free,
Yeah.
and that just crushed it. Would you do you think it's a
Absolutely,
good
yeah.
idea to do that, or do you think that it's probably not the best strategy?
It's difficult to say. I think it needs more practice and more
Yeah.
games to see how you can adjust on both sides.
I was saying in the stream that maybe what I've always thought is like the only win chance for Gondor versus Rohan is like early Rangers and Pike clump, and then like Ram. So maybe if you
yeah.
like postponed it a little bit and then got the Rangers, because I feel like you need Rangers against Rohan because they counter the Cav Archers and they're also good against infantry. So
Yeah, I trained this idea with Elendil. Elendil was the same opinion as you. And he picked Gondor against me with my Rohan, and he did what you said. He waited for a couple archers and then went. But I crushed this later push every time.
yeah.
So I think this is why I went for the early
But
version.
I just feel like Rohan's so strong anyway that like you're either gonna lose early on or lose late on.
Very strong.
I
Ja,
mean-
vielleicht für die deutschen Zuschauer, wir haben gerade über meinen Ram Rush geredet und ob das valide ist für in dem Matchup.
Ja, wollte gerade sagen, ja, dann würde ich mal sagen, beenden wir es mal hier. We will end the stream here. For me now. Ja, und dann um 20 Uhr das Kommentatoren-Battle. Dann danke an Luke und Mogat und auch Utrabe. Na, bis gleich. And thanks for Goodfella for streaming.
Thank you. My pleasure.
And yeah, bis nachher.
Bye.
Luke, just before I finish my stream as well, I just got one last question. In the game that you lost, because I was saying in the stream as well that I felt like even at the time I felt like that that siege was a little bit too early and a little bit too rushed. I know you love to do the whole like power spike thing where you get the upgrades and then as soon as the upgrades come through, then you go for the siege. I guess like the rebuild helped a lot, but also the Rangers. I felt like maybe it was a bit too much of an early rush, considering that the Rangers were there and that there was Cav as well. That Mogat's army was not like insignificant. How do you feel like? Do you think you could have won that game, and how do you think you might have been able to win it?
Yeah, I think it was just too early. I just should have played that more safe. But I thought I would be so ahead, and since he lost all his army in that fight on the Ranger tent, I just thought that would be it. I just need to build a ram and kill him. But then I lost the first ram very early on, so that was very unfortunate.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was just a big mistake to trying to siege him so early.
Yeah, I've made that mistake so many times. Now I just never siege. I just wait and wait and wait until they give up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like. Did you feel like you missed Cav in that game as well? Because I also in the stream I was saying like he needs Cav, and you did the whole Dimitri thing of getting Glorfindale on Cav. But
Yeah.
he needs levels for that to
Dimitri.
work.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't play that much in Murderers in 4.5, and I did like the 4.4.1 thing, but I didn't consider the fact of inflation, that he easily can come back with that.
Yeah,
And
but he actually had more eco than you because he had the entire map. At that point when you were
Yeah.
sieging, he had the entire map.
I mean, it was basically brain freeze, actually. So
Yeah.
I thought I could have killed him, but
There was
even
definitely
after-
certain points where I feel like you could have won, but then it was just
Yeah.
like the snipe of the ram and the rebuild, and then
Yes.
also just the Rangers on top of the wall just raining down death.
I think I could have won that if I just, when the first ram went down, I should have killed the ranger tent, that he can't produce that much
Yeah.
rangers. But after he had like 5 battalions, I couldn't have killed them.
Yeah.
So
So you like the siege, good fella? Is that
Oh,
what?
it was,
Do you
it was
like?
lovely. It was a real siege. and
Ah.
Mogat, the army of the dead. What happened, bro?
Yeah. Well, I was
That
surprised.
was so funny. I was like, he clearly just doesn't know that this is a thing. And like, you could have sniped it as well. Like, if you just run in and snipe it and kill it with your the building with your army, then all of a sudden everything dies again. But you were kind of just sitting there without your army and just kind of like, could just imagine you sitting there on your keyboard looking at it like, what's going on? Like,
Yeah, maybe I should have gotten another couple spells if I think
Yeah.
about it.
but you still won with the OP cav, so it's all good.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
But no, they were good games.
I will delete your. Did Elendir say anything in your stream about my RAM?
About the RAM.
About the RAM?
Don't think so. Anything about the RAM? I don't know. Elendo, did you say anything about the RAM? Oh, he says no RAM equals no push.
Because
he
I
said-
lost my cat.
He said he could just YOLO his cav into the RAM, and then rebuild the exiles. Because then, without the RAM, like, what's the plan?
No.
Which I agree. Like,
Yeah.
and the exiles just come back like that as well for 280 resources. Like that is crazy. That's another reason why Rohan's got a lot of really strong stuff. But 280 resources for a cavalry battalion, when a battalion of pikes is 300, like that is crazy. You could lose your
Yeah,
cavalry
yeah,
battalion to a
that's-
battalion of pikes. If somehow the cavalry battalion managed to kill the pikes, and you'd actually still be winning. Just crazy. And then like it's even worse for Imladris when Imladris have got 600 resources. Like I'm pretty sure like 2 battalions of Cav would do reasonably well against 1 battalion of Imladris pikes.
Yeah. Gondor Cav is just very strong.
Well, at least
Insane
Gondor
strong.
Cav is at least 540 resources, and that's at the least.
I had to pay the full 800 for the first couple.
I know, and you lost them as well.
Yeah.
I mean, in the first 10 minutes, everything that could go right went right. But then I just brain freezed and tried to kill him.
Yeah.
Like,
But I mean, the Rohan follow-up was solid. The way after I lost my RAM. And in the third game, I just didn't know what I was doing.
Yeah.
But yeah, were nice games.
Hmm.
I want to congratulate you on the win.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations.
But it was-
The tournament slayer.
Yeah, next tournament I'll be double my strength.
Are you gonna compete in it then?
I think yes. I think the next
Oh,
tournament
God.
I will compete.
I might have to
So,
come out
guys-
early retirement.
Get your butts ready, because next tournament will be some ass kicked by me.
Nice.
Nice.
I
So
feel
wait,
like
Goodfella, did you win one game against Luke?
yeah. I won the Gondor mirror.
Ah. Otherwise, I could have said that I was better than you if you two went down to 0.
I was
By
just saying.
logic exclusion.
I was just saying in
Yeah.
the stream as well. Like if I do start playing again, it's just gonna be for Imladris. I don't know what it is about those guys. I just have a special place in my heart for them. And then Fabian said it's probably Gildor.
You know why?
Why? Gildor.
Because Imladris is like a siege tank line in StarCraft. You just sit there with your units, and then your opponent brain freezes and engages into you.
Yeah.
And you just sit there, A move, and see how your battalions wreck everything. That's
Nice.
what's nice about Imladris.
If you're a noob with them, yeah. Don't insult my Imladris like that ever again.
Well, yeah, was a nice. Thanks for the stream,
You're welcome. It was a pleasure as always.
and I'm glad I took one game.
Jojo
One
says
honor game.
Jojo says Mogat's 100% win rate is broken.
Yes.
Rip.
Well, if it's to the recent tournament winner, then it doesn't count.
Nice. Right, guys, I think I'll end my stream there. Thank you for the games, boys. I hope you enjoyed. And I'll see you all, I don't know when, but hopefully soon. Goodbye.